All right, welcome back. Now, I won't be too long on this live stream. If you go to my channel and you do a search, you search the word inherently, nothing comes up as far as I'm aware. But I want to focus on this slogan, this narrative. A big reason why I want to focus on it is because I haven't already. Apparently, I know I've talked about it. Dozens of times I've talked about it. But that's not enough. I need more content on it. So I made this live stream part 1. I'm going to make part 2 with the members and make it public. But I want to deal with this because it annoys me more than most things that dog advocates say. This is top 3. Let's say bully breed advocates. Let's say bully breed. But it's really all dog lovers. They do this. It's a trend among them. No inherently bad dogs. Now, they spoke to a couple of the neighbors of the lady who was killed a few days ago by her 2 XL bullies. Now, I want you to listen to what the second woman says. I mean, the first woman is confused as well. And I should probably play both. It's a short video, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Here's the first lady. Listen to how confused she is. As I pointed out with the members, she sounds like she has never given this much thought. And I think the same could be said about a lot of people in the world. They've never held dog culture up to scrutiny in their own mind. So they give crazy answers that don't make sense. Listen to this.
You live pretty much just opposite the property. When was the first you realised something was wrong?
First thing in the morning, really. I'd heard helicopters, police, cars, dogs barking. People were just like, there were so many people on this road, kind of thing. It went from silence to all this commotion. The air ambulance came, and yeah, immediately I knew something was wrong. Initially, I thought it was a raid or something, but then as soon as the blue tent went up and they sectioned it all off, obviously I knew straight away that something serious has happened here.
What's your views on these types of dogs? Because obviously, and sadly, it's not the first time we've heard these dogs have harmed someone.
Yeah, it's frightening to know that people own them as pets. However, you know, if they're registered and, you know, they're...
Did you hear his question? Please stay mindful of the question. He asked her.
It's frightening to know that people own them as pets.
What's your views on these types of dogs? Because obviously...
Now, listen, he said, what's your views on these types of dogs? Types of dogs. I believe most people that would register as a bully breed question. He didn't even specifically say XL bully, but listen to what she says.
Sadly, it's not the first time we've heard these dogs have harmed someone.
Yeah, it's frightening to know that people own them as pets. However, you know, if they're registered and, you know, they're under control of the owner. You know.
Huh? What do you think of these dogs, ma'am? She's starting off bad.
They're under control of the owner.
I'm sorry.
Frightening to know that people own them as pets. However, you know, if they're registered and, you know, they're under control of the owner. You know, but obviously they are unpredictable.
Okay, so if they're registered and under the control of the owner, I believe that she's saying they're okay in cases like that. If they're registered and under the control of their owner, problem is they could easily lose control at any time. Having control over a beast like this, there's no guarantee that that's going to be 100% of the time. So she followed it up properly by saying, but they're still unpredictable. Okay, so what do you think of them? Go ahead and say they should be banned. And they have no business, and that you don't understand why they're even legal to keep as pets. Go ahead and say it. It sounds like that's on the tip of her tongue, or what she should be conscious of.
You know, it's still a creature, you know, it's a dog, isn't it? But the fact that it's done that to its own owner, that's quite frightening. What could it have done to somebody else that wasn't its owner? You know.
No, it's insane for anybody to own these things as pets, ma'am. I wish you would have just said it.
I mean, you know, we all have children here as well. It's frightening to know that, you know, these dogs are owned by people, but at the same time, the fact that it's happened.
Oh, look, man. This poor lady. She wants to say something meaningful, but can't, because she hasn't really pondered over this with an unbiased mind yet. And I think this is the majority of people. And that's why, well, I won't say that. I was about to say that's why these people say that there's no inherently bad dogs, but that comes from dog lovers, and I think that's a whole different reason. But a big thing I'm trying to do is just to get people to hold it up to scrutiny. Dog culture, I'm saying. The possession of these things. Common sense. It's insane.
In our own house. I can't imagine what a family must be going through.
What?
This is the lady who I'm going to base this series on. This is part 1. Again, part 2 will be produced with the members. We're going to treat this like a science project. But I'm sick of hearing this. And y'all going to stop saying it.
What your views on the XL bully breed? Because obviously there's been a lot of news about them. This isn't the first time that they've harmed someone.
Yeah, well, I personally think that any dog has the capacity to be vicious, and I don't think that...
Nobody asked you if you think other dogs have the same capacity to be vicious. Nobody asked you that. We can easily assume that. We all have enough sense to assume that any dog can make the decision to launch an attack. We know that, ma'am. But she's setting the parameters to excuse the killers. Okay, let me back it up. I don't want y'all to miss nothing.
Capacity to be vicious, and I don't think that's based on breed. I think a lot of it's based on...
Are you sure about that? I disagree. You're saying that there is no specific breed that makes the decision to be violent more often? The statistics say otherwise. Most dog attacks, period, regardless of the severity of the injury, it's a bully breed. Y'all gonna deal with that. Dog lovers, y'all gonna have to deal with that. Y'all not getting away with no lies with the dog culture critics. Y'all not gonna pull them same shenanigans and word games with us. Did you play with everybody else? Woman, stats are against what you're saying. And the same goes for all the rest of you who say this. Most dog attacks, most of them are bully breeds.
Many different circumstances, breeders, or were they well bred? If they were bred from, we've got a lot of problems with backyard breeders breeding dogs that are from aggressive parents because they don't care. They've got no ethics.
So now she's making wild guesses. Oh, maybe some of them came from bad breeders. Ma'am, there's been dogs that have launched attacks that were purchased from licensed breeders. That happens all the time. So what are you talking about? You never know what or how a dog was bred that you acquired, no matter where you get it from, a shelter or a reputable breeder or a backyard breeder. Seeing that many of these dogs that launch attacks came from reputable breeders, you might end up getting a better bred dog from a backyard breeder. It just might be a person who focuses on breeding the most docile dogs. So when you resort to wild guesses, you've already failed. You only do that when statistics don't agree with what you're saying.
That are from aggressive parents because they don't care, they've got no ethics. So you don't really know the situation, you have no idea what was going on. Personally, I don't think there are any inherently bad breeds. I think
what do you define as bad is the question. You're saying that there's no inherently bad breeds. What is bad? Bad is if you are quicker to launch an attack, quicker than other breeds on average to launch an attack, to make the decision to launch an attack. Big or small. Bully breeds, check. Woman, check. What you talking about? Bad dogs also means the ability to cause maximum damage. Check. They're built for this. They're so enhanced you can see the extra muscle on their bodies. Look at their wide, huge, blocky head. The decision to continue attacking until the death. Check. There ain't no other way to determine if a dog is, quote, bad. So you're just wrong. You, along with every other person, so-called trainer or otherwise, who says that. And remember, we're the only dog experts out here. All you trainers, behaviorists, better, I don't want to hear it. You know better than to say something. There are a breed of dogs that are inherently more dangerous. Just accept it.
I think it's the same with people. It's the same thing. Some people can just be horrible.
Man, listen, you don't get to do that. When bully breeds produce the kinds of statistics that they produce, you're not allowed to say that. In many categories, these things are overwhelmingly dominant. Here in the United States, like over 80% of people mutilated, needing to reconstruct, it was a bully breed. Most of the dogs I cover, when it's just a dog attack, it's a bully breed. What are you talking about? And I'm saying bully breed. I'm not saying XL bully, because this is a question about bully breeds. And this is the same answer that the bully breed, the pit bull advocates and otherwise give when they're asked about it. There are no inherently bad dogs. Prove it. You notice they never try to prove that. They don't pull out any numbers, no statistics, no doctor reports, nothing. They just make that statement and that's the end of it for them. Well, that ain't enough. And it's about time somebody called y'all out on it. No inherently bad dogs. Then how is it possible? I mean, you have a breed here that was bred to fight. And those are not inherently worse and more dangerous? Bred to have physical traits to make them more efficient killers. That doesn't add to the fact that they're bad. That's not bad, in your opinion? So you're saying that you're not in any more danger if those types of dogs attack you than you would be if a poodle attacked. That's what you're saying by making that statement, that there are no inherently bad dogs. What you're saying, when you make that statement, you're saying that there's nothing about any particular breed that would cause more damage than any other breed if they both decided to attack, and that's simply not true, ma'am, sir. So I want to make this video primarily as a challenge to dog lovers, primarily to you so-called experts. Do you disagree? I'm calling y'all out. I'm calling this narrative out. No inherently bad dogs. Yeah, there are. They're called bully breeds. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream, and I hope to see you on the next as we continue with this crusade.